YouTube, what it is, just a friendly neighborhood player, partner, Chip the Hustler. Man, I'm back with another reaction. Yeah, reaction. But nah, man, we reacting. Happy New Year. Last few weeks I've been having to work holidays and I'm a kid, all of that. Had to make sure my family was good, so I had to take a break just for that to get squared away for that. Cause like I said, holidays was here and I had to handle that. I got to do my business, but we ain't stopping. We still consistent, bro. It's just holidays came. I also been doing shorts for my favorite TV show that's out right now, so I've been doing those. So hopefully you've been viewing those because I definitely been dropping those, but still dropping music videos. I'm just adding more content to it. So don't think I forgot about you because I didn't. And we still on it, bro. We ain't forgot nothing. Motion didn't stop. It was just that time of the year where I had to slow down because it's holiday season, and I take Christmas very serious. It's one of my favorite holidays. So, with that being said, man, look, man, one thing about me, bro, I like the mob. So, um, I've always been interested in like certain things they had going on. So I seen this, and I was like, I want to react to this because I want to know what they had going on, and I'm interested in how they made their money because I know initially it wasn't off drugs. I remember when they first started, it was off of ports. They extorted like a lot of portsmen and like unions and dock workers and stuff like that. But over time, things change. You got to come up with new schemes. So I decided to go ahead and react to this, and I'm interested. So if you're interested too, stay tuned. Drop a like, drop a comment. Let's go.
Purchased or financed from the United States here and shipped to countries like Japan, where we were involved in a Range Rover scam where the Range Rovers were purchased or financed from the United States here and shipped to countries like China, where they had a specific Range Rover that didn't have all the bells and whistles that the Range Rovers in the United States had, and they were sold almost for 4 times the amount. And there was a stipulation that if you purchased a Range Rover from the United States, you would sign a paperwork saying that you weren't going to export the car. They were buying them maybe for 100, 120,000, and it was being sold in China for about up to 400,000. A lot of members of organized crime went into legitimate businesses, whether they opened up pizzerias, restaurants, construction companies, and things like that. One of the legitimate businesses was in the Fulton Fish Market, which is where most of the fish that goes to the restaurants in New York City come.
See, I knew about the pizzerias. Well, not all of them, of course, but I knew that they had some sort of association with the mob, in certain areas and stuff like that, just because of, But even the fit like fish markets, they got a place in Atlanta called the Boston Market, man. And I swear, my friend, she thinks that the mob runs that. But I just, when it come to crime, bro, or like stuff like that, like organized crime, like you gotta adjust with the times. But like the Range Rover crime, like who would have ever thought, bro? Like you getting a Range Rover, a base package Range Rover for 100,000, 120,000, and then you selling it in China for 400,000. Like who thinks of this shit? It's not a bad flip, honestly. I wouldn't even call it a scam, honestly. Well, they probably do have like. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't really know everything about like how like exports and stuff work, imports, exports and stuff. But I'm pretty sure they like the United States and like these other countries got laws on sending things back and forth and like taxes and stuff. And you gotta pay certain things, but I don't think it's a bad flip. Niggas do that. I mean, people do that here all the time, like selling cars off Facebook marketing. But the thing is, it's just like they're gonna pay more because of where it's coming from and who stop whatever you doing. Come here. Talking to my dog, y'all. But yeah, that's crazy though. I would have never thought though. 400,000? Bruh, that markup is crazy. I spend 100 bands, I'm making 300,000 off of the car. On top of that, it's probably gonna cost about $2,000-$3,000, maybe $5,000. I don't know. I'm just talking out my ass. to ship it. But bro, just think about that, bro. They talking about one car. We ain't talking about a fleet. That's crazy. I just want to know who thought of this stuff. And then you obviously got to have somebody from China or wherever you talking about or whoever you shipping it to that put you on game or came up with it or brought the opportunity to you. So that's interesting, though. I never thought that. But, yeah, the pizzerias in the fish market, bro, that go without saying.
Comes from. Rudolph Giuliani came into the Fulton Fish Market and seen that there were members of organized crime planted there with businesses that were legit, and he took them all out. So that was
that nigga's a hater. And the reason why I say that, bro, like, I'm going to let him get finished, but it's just like, to me, it's like people commit crimes all the time, bro. You got lobbyists lobbying for certain things that go on and stuff and laundering money legally, or they don't view it as laundering money certain ways or whatever. They do backdoor deals in the government, but like, oh, these niggas commit crimes, so they automatically just, they doing this and they laundering money and they not paying tax or just whatever, bro. And I'm just like, bro, y'all do backdoor deals all the time. Like, long as people not getting murdered, which, people do die, when it comes to the mob and stuff like that, but regular people die all day, every day. Especially, ain't no telling what the governments be doing. But my whole thought process behind it is just like, bro, unless like some crazy stuff going on, bro, like, is it really bothering us that these folks making money and not paying taxes on it? It's just a thought behind it, like, okay, they sold some fish and didn't tell y'all they sold fish. Like, I just don't think everything is just, you feel me? I don't know, bro. Then on top of that, you see, oh man, damn, these made men working in here. I'm finna shut it down. Why? That's some hater shit. You know who that remind me of? It remind me of bro off of Recess. The dude with the red hair. He used to have a notepad and just be like, that's what it remind me of. Like, dude from Recess. I forget dude's name, but just like hating for no reason.
one example of ways that which they try to slip into legitimacy, but because of who they were, law enforcement got them out. So the food industry was always a big earn for organized crime in the past, and it is present today. As earning capabilities been taken away from Cosa Nostra because of the government and the FBI, they went a little more in the legitimate way of doing things, creating companies that supply food. But what they would do is they would go to restaurants and insist that they have to use their product and their companies. So the specific companies that they would create would be the companies which supply the restaurants, whether it be pasta, sauce, cheese, water, and even imported food from Italy and Sicily. A lot of members of organized crime have purchased their own restaurants and went into that legitimate business. They have took control of restaurants as well that weren't theirs. They'll come in as partners. So they would create companies that become vendors for food, which supply the restaurant industry. As far as Hollywood.
All right, so that's where I do have a problem. Like the extortion, bro. Come on, we can't bully nobody for, stuff that they worked hard for. Now, I can see, if it was two, competing figures and y'all bullying each other. Okay, y'all handle y'all business however that may go. You know what I mean? But just because you getting greedy and you want, I want this territory, I want this, I want all this money, and you better work for me and not work for them, that ain't straight. I don't care what you say. That ain't straight. I feel like at the end of the day, bro, like that's where I believe is deemed wrong. But if you got people that's, they might do illegitimate things and they want to go legit, I don't see what the issue is. I think the issue only comes into play when you start bullying people and trying to extort people to do things your way. Now, granted, you let one thing slide, it's almost like a hole in your sock. you get the hole in your sock just get bigger. You know what I'm saying? You might feel a little air, but then you feel a draft. You feel me after a while, but I just feel like, you know, that's with everything that goes on in the world, bro. It don't matter how much you try to stop, it's always gonna continue to go on. So it's just like, I don't know. This dog crazy. She snoring already. She probably bored listening to me talk.
Would, in years past, organized crime had a big hold on the unions there, and that's how they were able to manipulate and control what went on in Hollywood with the movies and music business. And the sanitation was bigger years ago, and they brought a big case on them. Years ago, there was a big arrest of the private sanitation companies. They were charging so much money towards local businesses to pick up their garbage. But even presently today, members of organized crime own companies that are private sanitation. So there's still a big presence in the sanitation industry. Tax evasion or tax fraud and money laundering is something that always went on in Cosa Nostra in the past and still to this present day. Illegal money that's being made in the street today is not being claimed on taxes. That's tax evasion or tax fraud right there. Money laundering happens when organized crime, they're making money and they're buying legitimate businesses, restaurants, and companies, so they're washing the money, illegal money, through these legitimate businesses. Insider trading was bigger years ago, where Cosa Nostra.
Dude, a snitch. Like, bruh. This is how I look at it, man. Like, he must have got paid a lot of money for this interview, because it don't matter what happened, I'm not finna go tell all this business. And it's out there, bro. I got books over here. I could pull all the books out down and show you all the mob books I got. Because I'm interested. I love watching it. I think it's interesting. I love reading about it. I love learning about it. But, bro, you did your dirt. Stop airing these folks out. Because everybody in the world has a scheme and a scam. Now, I'm not going to say, I'm generally speaking, I'm not saying everybody, because it's people that walk the straight line and they do the right thing. But as we know in the world, those people get shit on daily. Like, in the world, bro, like, spiritually, we're good. But in the world, in the flesh, the worldly things we have, good guys finish last. Because you got these greedy politicians, and then you got the hustlers they getting to it. And nobody's coming to save you. That's the whole point I'm trying to get to all this shit. Like, you can work your 9 to 5, but if you like being comfortable and somebody taking care of you, ain't nothing wrong with that. If that's floats your boat, that's cool. But for the people that's out here hustling and you not hurting nobody, you just getting to this money however you need to be, knowing that the government be doing what they doing, be skimping this, and they really be pimping the shit out of us. They be taking hella out our check. All that. We get screwed over, bruh, and we be beefing amongst each other, bruh. Like, bruh, I just think that it's just, I think it's just a coward way to go out, bruh. Like, everybody has a hustle. Everybody. And for us that try to do it the right way, bruh, it's hard as fuck. We live check to check. You know what I'm saying? So it's some people that do take risks. Now, granted, do I concur that they do it in a violent way? No. I don't agree with none of the extortions, none of the murder, none of that shit. But if somebody just trying to get some money, bruh, and take care of whatever the fuck without, like, bogarting other people, and they getting their piece of the pie, what's the issue, bruh? But obviously he at one point, I don't know him. I'm pretty sure he probably was affiliated, or he could be not. He could just be a reporter that knows a lot. But it seemed like he was probably a wise guy and probably got wrapped up and somebody paid him for the interview. But if you used to participate in these things, you do interviews like I just don't. I like listening to you now. I just don't have no respect for you. Because, that's rat shit. Now, also, reading all these books and like watching the documentaries, most of them niggas was snitching on themselves. They would snitch, they get offers and stuff. They tell on it, so it wasn't no loyalty. But just from me, like looking at it and just being a fancier of like the times and stuff, like bro, if you're going to be in this, bro, you need to be in it. You need to accept what it come with. You can't take a coward's way out. And it's crazy, like probably a lot of those guys probably was diehard, like, you know, you gonna have to kill me to get me to tell. But then some was like, oh, he tell that man, fucking, I'ma tell too. I don't agree with it, bro. If you gonna do it, bro, do it. Be in it. You know what I'm saying? Or go on a run or something. But like, I just don't agree with this type of shit. But I like listening to it though.
Went
Does that make
into
me
the
wrong?
financial center and created companies, and they were finding out information. The SEC came down on them. There was a lot of people who were indicted and went to prison as a result of that, and they kind of pushed them out. So counterfeiting went on more years ago. There was always counterfeit bills, 10s, 20s, where people were pushing this counterfeit money back into society. Today it's a little more difficult because the way the bills are made, you know, the bills have specific emblems on it and wires in the bills. So the government made it harder for members of organized crime to counterfeit their bills.
Good.
And
that shit wrong. Great. Like, why you putting fake money out here, bro? Just that shit I don't like. I can't support that because I done got somebody done gave me a couple counterfeit bills. I turned that shit into the bank. I had to fill out the whole form and shit. Man, that shit scared the shit out of me. I'm out. I deposit some money in it. They like this shit. I had to fill out a whole sheet, bruh. I was mad, motherfucker. Yeah, I don't like that. If look, I'm not against hustling, bro. Hustle, get your money. You know what I'm saying? Take care of your family. You feel me? Like, do all of everything that you're supposed to do. Get yours. You know what I'm saying? But, bro, don't do it again. Don't do it at the cost of other people. Now, and if it's some street stuff and y'all handling street business, okay. People been doing that shit from the beginning of times, fucking each other up. If that's what y'all on, if it's some street shit, I can support you on it. But if it's, you know, some other shit, I can't support it. If it's anything outside of the realm of not being some street shit and y'all into it, bro, I can't support it. But let these folks get their money, but just do this shit the right way. It should be a code of ethics, a code of conduct, a standard of how we get to this money. Like, period. It should be, if you're going to be in the streets and you're going to be doing heinous shit, it should be a code of that shit. You shouldn't snitch, handle your issue, and deal with, and if you're going to be doing heinous stuff, it need to be against people that's doing heinous things, not against innocent people. Let's get that straight. Let's start there. You feel me? But if it's innocent people, leave them be, bruh. Businesses, what have you. You know what I'm saying? Get it out the right way. If you're going to hustle, get your little hustle on. But I just believe, like, bro, like, it should be a code of stuff. Like, it's enough money for everybody. And also, it's another thing, bro. Them niggas got greedy as hell. Like, you start extorting regular business, don't have nothing to do with shit. Why you think the police was called? After a while, they're going to put forth task force to try to cripple what y'all got going on because you thought you was bigger than the government. You thought you were the bigger bully. No. They proved y'all wrong, bro. That's when you gotta think, bro. Like, niggas get too greedy and get like caught up in this criminal aspect of things, bro. Like, if you doing some shit you ain't got no business doing, do it the right way. And what I mean by that is, bro, don't get bigger than the program. That's one. But number two, if you gonna do something like what these folks are doing, bro, why are you picking on innocent people, bro? Because what you gonna do is you gonna hurt the wrong person or extort the wrong person that somebody love, that somebody got some rank in the government or whatever, some powerful person. You're gonna hurt somebody they love, and then they gonna rain hell on the organization like they did. Because people get too big for their ego, bro. And you don't think, bro, like, everybody knows, bro, if you in your house and your mom has candy, family. Mama got candy at the crib, and she got her favorite candy in the jar, and you know you're not supposed to eat candy at all in the house, or at least maybe one after dinner or whatever the case may be, blah blah blah. But you go and hit the whole bowl up, the whole candy bowl up. You go hit that bitch, and you wonder why you got caught. She wasn't gonna notice 1 or 2 pieces, but she noticed 20 pieces of her favorite candy, nigga. Like, that's what I don't get, bro. You feel me? I don't understand that, family. Like, yeah, bro. Like, a lot of y'all be your own worst enemy because you just get too greedy and your ego get too big for yourself, and then you got different a multitude of different personalities, and then here we are. We can't even function correctly, bro. And outside of organized crime, that happens in the real world. It happened in politics. It happened in business organizations. It happened in everything, bro. Like, the power of the ego is crazy. I think people need more Jesus Christ, or whatever religion you are, whatever. You need spirituality to be able to take you to the next level and to be able to relieve you from all of these personal, like, internal issues you got so you can be successful. You know, even sometimes I fall victim to having, like, what you call them thoughts? I forget the thoughts that they be saying. I don't want to say the wrong word. What is it? Dang, it's a word that people use. Like, it's a type of thought that it's just off left field. One of those type of thoughts. When you could be doing something, it's just a left field thought. I should do this. You know what I'm saying? I have those sometimes too. Crazy ass internal thoughts sometimes, but my moral code of me will not allow me to act on those because I understand consequences and I know what I have to stand on if so.
Sicily and Italy, they use cryptocurrency, especially to buy narcotics. And I believe that in New York, the same thing's happening. A lot more criminals are using cryptocurrency to do scams and as a means to pay for things, to do criminal activities. Cryptocurrency would come into effect again, where the loan shark could get paid back in cryptocurrency today. Loan sharking is a way in which Cosa Nostra made money years ago and makes money up to the present date, where they loan somebody money at a rate or where there's VIG involved. The VIG is the interest that they're making off the principal of the money. A lot of times people in the street life can't walk into a bank for whatever reason and get a loan. They'll go to a loan shark. Gambling is always going to be an earn for Cosa Nostra. It was done on a much larger scale.
Bruh. This nigga is not holding back. He has went through all the numbers, fool. Like, he ain't holding back none, bro. That's crazy. Bruh, that's sad. Let's start there.
They had casinos, illegal casinos, a lot of card games. Today, there's not a lot of that going on as it did years ago. But you're always going to have your bookmaker taking action to make some money. So a lot of times, gambling and loan sharking go hand in hand. There's gambling going on. Maybe somebody runs out of money. There's a loan shark, somebody that's lending money. They borrow the money from the loan shark. And gamblers are always going to be owing money. So in turn, they go to the loan shark. So those two specific ways to make money go hand in hand for Cosa Nostra. So gambling's been taken to a new level in present times, where now there is online gambling. So Cosa Nostra has people who have online gambling, mostly in Costa Rica. They'll build websites and they'll have their customers go online and they gamble through the website. Years ago, it was all done through paper, people writing things down. There was none of that online activity. As far as gun trafficking and arms trafficking, obviously it was bigger years ago, but every family has a member or certain members that are involved in guns. And you're going to see a little gun trafficking where somebody's leaving the state or maybe getting guns from another state and bringing it back into New York for sale or for use. So there's always some kind of gun activity going on within organized crime. Drug dealing and drug trafficking was done on a much larger scale years ago. It is a big earn for Cosa Nostra, but I think it's done on a much, much lower scale than it was years ago.
Bro,
At
no.
one time, prostitution.
Ain't no way that you gonna tell me that the reason why I think that nigga dude's name was, let me stop saying that. I'm sorry, y'all. I think bro name was Paul Castellano. It was one of those. Whoever John Gotti Sr. helped kill before he got put on, like as the main boss, dude that got killed in that like I think he got killed outside leaving a steak restaurant. He got killed about to get in his car or something like that. Paul Castellano or something like that. He was against them selling drugs. And I think Junior was flashy and was trying to, I believe, was it heroin? I don't know if it was heroin or cocaine that they was trying to push. And I don't think that Castellano was going for it. And I think they did a hit on him, and that's how that transpired. I could be wrong, but I think I read something along those lines and watched a documentary that had explained it like that. But I don't think that, especially at a time where I know those type of drugs were, I think that it's probably, I mean, he could probably be right. They probably are in more legitimate things, but I definitely think that, like you said, every family has a guy that's into guns. So I'd assume that every family might have a guy that like that's what he do, and that bring money. But I think the main thing could be like construction, sanitation. I remember one dude said he had like a gas tax scam, that Michael Francis dude. So, bro, I don't put it past none of them that they probably got their hands on a lot of stuff. Anything that you can make money off, they probably, cars, you name it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, he might as well just, say he don't know. You feel me? You can't say what they are doing and what they not, and what amount they doing it to. If I'm pretty sure, ain't nobody telling you nothing. Especially you doing interviews like this. Sit down, Puma.
Prostitution was a big, big earn for organized crime, as well as the whole sex industry, pornography, and all of that. Today, that no longer exists as a money-making opportunity for them. Years ago,
why not? They could just go to Vegas. And apparently, the mob got a lot of invested in Vegas as far as the casinos and stuff. So, why wouldn't it be? This prostitution is illegal in Vegas, so I'm pretty sure they probably got motion. But maybe like what he trying to say. Hold on, my mama text me, y'all. Oh my God, I'm gonna call her back in a minute. Maybe what he trying to say is that it's not as much as what it was. Maybe it's not as serious as what it was. It's probably making money, but it's just not a main thing. You know what I'm saying?
Organized crime made a ton of money through the 1-800 sex calls, where you would call up and talk sexual with a woman on the phone. It was a big, big earn for them, so that's no longer available to them. Extortion is another means in which to make money, where years ago it would be maybe pushing up on local businesses, restaurants, and have them pay extortion money. It's harder to do today. People are not afraid to pick up and call 911 and call the cops on these people. They're not afraid of repercussions from them. So today, it's mostly where one business is owed money by another business. They would try to go about getting their money in any other way. And then as a last resort, they would come to one of us, and we would collect the money, if we could collect the money, and we would sometimes take half or take whatever percentage we felt that we wanted and give them the rest. Most of the business that we got involved in to collect money was the construction business. Whether it was a supplier of construction material.
Let me pause this here. My mama calling me. Hello? Nah, I ain't listened to it yet. What happened? Sorry, y'all. It's a lot going on, man. A lot. We'll talk about that later. Let's go.
Were doing construction themselves, and one company owed another company, and one company wasn't paying, and we would get involved. Another way in which organized crime got involved in construction was bid rigging, where a certain contractor would be given a job without going for bid. And that no longer takes place today because the government doesn't allow it. You know, the government monitors what goes on with these construction activities. So bid rigging is something that really was lost today. Another means in present times which to make money was fiber optics. Myself, I was specifically involved with a bunch of guys in our family. We were installing fiber optics for a big company, and we would get subcontractors to do the work for the company that we had. The companies did not have to put it up for bid. They just were given the job to do and told what they should charge and what they should not charge. So that's where the crime comes involved in that. So presently, Cosa Nostra is making money through the old methods and some of new methods, like bookmaking, gambling, extortion, labor racketeering, the construction industry, the carting industry, the garbage industry, and those are always going to go on. Some of the newer ways in which they make money is through restaurant vendors and restaurants and legitimate businesses. They are even inducting members now that are legitimate people, that have businesses and have money. So some of the ways in which they lost earning capabilities is like the unions. And the reason being is that the government monitors the unions now. So the government kicked out members of organized crime and companies that were involved with organized crime out of the construction industry, the fish market, and even the garbage industry. Cosa Nostra to me is like an amoeba, and it's always changing shapes and forms, and they're always trying to come up with new schemes and new scams in which to make money. And this will always continue because without scams or scores to make money, money equals power. And without power, there is no more Cosa Nostra.
So it's always gonna be that because of how we have. Damn, my mama calling me. I'm gonna have to holler at y'all. We're gonna have to do this next time, man. Y'all be smooth. It's your boy Chip the Hustler gone.